Hello everybody, this is Muhammad Azim, and today I'm gonna talk about how to conduct passive recon of a potential target. So this is the first slide. I took it from our class notes, and it's what does a hacker do and what steps they follow to get into the systems. So as we can see over here, is the first step is recon, which is the topic of my presentation today. Also, the second step is scanning. They gain access, then they maintain access, and finally they clear the tracks. Now moving on to today's presentation, we will go over briefly on how to conduct passive recon of a potential target. We have already learned in our class that hacking or penetration testing follows a very logical process, and when broken down can really clarify tasks and goals. There are sequences of steps that a hacker follows in the hacking process. Here, listing again what we have learned in our class, or the basic steps followed in attacking any target system. The first step is recon, then comes exploitation. Third step is privilege elevation, establish persistence, extract data, and finally cover your tracks. Recon or information gathering is the most important step of the process and can be broken down into two subphases, active and passive. During this phase, our primary goal is to obtain as much information about the target system as possible. Here we are searching for vulnerabilities or weaknesses that can be used later to gain access to the internal corporate network. Now again, this is the slide I took from our class notes, and in the beginning of the semester we started off on recon and how important the recon is, what tools and softwares we can use for this specific purpose. So it's a listing of some of the tools that we used in our semester all the way from start to beginning. Now going back to today's topic about conducting passive recon of a potential target. Passive recon is what occurs when you don't interact with the target. This is done by viewing the web page, searching Google, looking at social media for information on employees. In short, you are looking for any information that can be used to leverage against your target. This is the only step that is not illegal. You can do it freely. You can gather information of any system you want to, but anything beyond that is considered a crime. And this is what we learned in the class. Before doing any lab, we were reminded of not to cross our boundaries. Now why passive recon? As recon can be divided into two categories, active and passive. Active recon requires that you interact with the target computer system to gain information about it. Although this can be very useful and accurate, it risks detection. If you are detected doing recon on a system, the system admin may choose to block your IP address and you leave a trail to your subsequent activity. If possible, we would prefer to gather the essential information without ever interacting with the system, thus leaving no trail to track back to us. That's what passive recon is. There are a number of ways to conduct passive recon, and some of those are defined above in one of the slides, and that's what we learned in our class also. We learned a lot of tools, starting from recon all the way to actually getting into the systems using Nmap and a lot of other tools we used and learned about those. But one of the other way that I'm going to demo is using a website called Netcraft, and we will be conducting a passive recon of a potential target using a website basically. Now it's time for a demo, but before I go and demo on this Netcraft website, it's a little bit background on this site. It's a UK based company. Netcraft is a UK based company that tracks virtually every website on the planet. You name it, they track it. One of the service that Netcraft offers is data about nearly every website, and this data can be extremely valuable to the hackers, and even doing penetration testing during our recon phase, we can gather a lot of information. Now let's move on to our demo and see what this website offers. So here I already am on this website. I went to www.netcraft.com, and it's a lot of information on this website, but for today's demo purpose I'm just gonna stick to this piece. What's that site running? So we're just gonna simply type in a domain name and hit enter. So let's type in cnn.com and hit enter. So it lists a lot of sites. So let's pick the second one. Let's pick money.cnn.com and click on this site reports. Now we can open the site report and get some critical information about this site. We can see, let's click on it, and now here we can see the report that is presented is site rank. It gives us the rank, the primary language. Then if you scroll a little bit down, it gives the IP address, it tells us the name server, and a lot of other good information that basically is we gather during the recon phase. Now let's scroll a little bit down and get some good information that would be useful to a potential hacker. So we scroll down a little bit. Now we are looking at the hosting history section. You can see under the heading hosting history that NetBlock owner, then the IP addresses, it shows the operating systems, it shows the web servers, and when the server was last changed. All of this can be useful to the hacker, and it tells us the dates when the system basically last got changed, and this date is generally when the system was rebooted or updated basically. And you can see it gives the IP addresses, operating system versions, the web servers, and it's a lot of good information about this website. And now this piece can be, if you're looking at it, some systems may not be like restarted for some time, and if there is any vulnerability in the operating system, and if the patch has not been applied in between, the hacker can easily figure out from this information basically, and what patches are missing, and if there is a lot of other information basically is presented here. Now if we scroll down, we can do the site technology piece. It tells us what technologies are being used and what it's lot of basically we can see some good information. I mean, it gives you quite a bit of information, and that a good hacker can basically use this and get it into the systems. Now this listing basically the technologies it provides us with information of what technologies the site is running, and from here the hacker can seek out vulnerabilities in these named technologies, and this is good for the hacker as they don't have to guess what technologies are behind the website, and it saves them time basically, as every hacker is specific to every hack is specific to a technology, and knowing what technologies they are running make it easier for the hacker to find the appropriate hack. Now this website, it doesn't, I would say, give everything, but it can extract at least 50 to 60% of the information, and that's basically it's a good starting point. I mean, there are a lot of other functionalities this website offers, and this is now finally, hopefully this small demo of a website Netcraft has demonstrated one of the ways in which passive recon can be useful as part of our security testing activities. It's obviously not a replacement for active testing and only scratches the surface when it comes to discovering vulnerabilities, but it can certainly provide some valuable information to help scope your testing efforts. We should consider incorporating passive recon techniques into our penetration testing or security assessment approaches. So I think that's pretty much it for today, and thank you very much, and hope you have learned something out of it. And if you have any questions, you can always post or reach me on my email, DCU email. Okay. Thank you very much.